Thanks for staying with us. For those of you wondering, on Thursdays we discuss family lifestyle issues. So it's our gisting day. We talk about what's hot on social media. Another very interesting topic that we saw was from a post by a @Toria Atkins _Atkins. She said that there is a married men pandemic in Lagos. Those who have sent their spouses abroad and won't allow single women breathe in peace. The government needs to step in at this point. I go write petition to Alawusa. So, you see, as I said, this japa season, there's a japa going on right now. Everybody's your pride that my wife lives in Canada, my wife lives in America, my wife lives in London. You know, that's what men used to brag.
It's even a toasting line.
Yes, you know, my family is abroad. Yeah. So that's a line that my family is abroad. Now, the circumstances surrounding, not circumstances, the fact that your family is abroad, there's a possibility that a lot of men here are obviously trying to, I was asking that today on the call, he was telling me story. How are they getting it down? And also, the madam in the abroad, are you assuming that madam is like your mommy, that will stay put and nothing will happen? That madam is this modern madam that is looking, modern madam that is looking for satisfaction somehow. Yeah. So she in the abroad also might be saying, I have long hours. I was seeing some comments saying that.
It's more expensive there.
How is it expensive?
I don't know how it works.
Let me tell you why it's not expensive. Because, you see, you might not cheat on your husband with a Nigerian. It's difficult to find a good Nigerian.
Okay.
You find one guy who just want, hey, Jerome, JC, what's up, man? Hey, how far? You and Jerome are now cool people. Yeah. He's coming to take out the trash. Hey, he's easier. He's easier. Yeah, because he's an American. He's not a Nigerian. Your husband won't smell. You wouldn't think, because if he was a Nigerian, it's easy to get back to Nigeria. We are cheating. But once you're cheating an American, who gonna know? He is Jerome. He's the trash guy. He's the handyman. He came around.
Plumber.
He's the plumber. God bless you.
And
he came.
Good money.
Yes, and they will do you well. Compared to the Nigerian. Okay. Oh my God.
He's a yikes.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on this man? On this person?
So I think that this man is not a good man. One, because he's not telling us the truth. Okay. He's making it seem like it's the married men that are going around looking for these single girls. There are a crop of single girls who target married men because they know that their needs financially will be met. Most of the girls we see these days are all out for what they can get, security. Even those that are doing business, even those that have good jobs, they still want what they can get from the men. So they position themselves, and in their head, okay, the wife is not even here, so I can run the show, I can handle him, I can be in his place, and he's not going to be hiding and rushing or hiding to pick calls, and we have enough time to plan. So if it's 7 hours ahead of time, you know that by the time she's sleeping, he's awake, when he's awake, he's sleeping, you can do what you need to do. So it's, for me, I see more of the women who would prefer, they will even tell you, I prefer to date married men because they don't stress me. All these young boys will come and be discussing, sharing bill, doing this, doing that. But you see these married men, just tell them what I need and they give to me. So let him say it well. It's the singles that should let the married men breathe. Okay. Because some of them, have them as targets.
No, that angle, we've discussed it several times. Yeah, it's an angle that with the usual angle. Let's not go to the usual suspecting angle. Let's go to the new angle of these married men looking for how to be okay, and how their wives too are looking for how to be okay in their abroad.
Because someone will ask you, the women that are targeting the men, did they carry a gun? Did they put a gun to his head? Did they tie his hands and legs and say, you're in trouble today? No, you made a decision. So, you know what? I find this interesting. The part I find interesting is the petition he wants to write. Imagine we call in Governor Sanwo-Olu and say we have, this is a serious matter in Lagos.
Yes.
Families are, are going, disintegrating because, these married men will not let young single girls breathe. What sort of conversation would we be having? Like, what would the governor do for us? What would the State House of Assembly, what would they...
Stakeholders in this.
So, the way I've seen in Nigeria, they'll start talking about polygamy. They'll say, okay, it's okay for a Nigerian man to have a abroad wife and a Nigerian wife. So that it's better to have polygamy to have adultery. Those are the sort of conversations you will hear from Alausa and those sort of places, I'm just saying. But the truth is, this is a conversation we truly need to ask ourselves
Yeah.
when we're making these decisions. You know, every time we talk about jackpotting, we say there are so many other costs. It's not just about going there. What are the different other things that you're letting go because of this? And sometimes when we bring out this intimacy, everybody's like, no, what is there? I can call myself.
Abia.
But the truth is that intimacy is such an important ingredient in a marriage or any relationship. And if it is missing,
No,
you
Mariam,
may want to get it.
Mariam,
from
thank you. I'll come
somewhere.
to you in a second. You're very right. And I've always said this before. When a young woman gets married, 25, maybe early 30s, when she enters that marriage, she's in that mode of, I'm now a Mrs. XYZ, raising her kids, getting a job, doing her stuff. Her sex drive is not really high. When she starts hitting 40, when at the moment you've jackpot, they've now jackpot, maybe your kids are now 5, 6 years old, 10 years old, your wife is now maybe 39. You now jackpot her to Canada. She's in her 40, 45, 45s, 46, and she's still in the jackpot. You think she's still going to be Sister Mary that you married in 25, 20, like
The hormones have changed.
the hormones have changed. She will see Jerome and do Jerome because her body is different, and that's the reality Nigerian men have refused to understand and accept. The woman you married and you sent away at the age of 35 is not the same woman at the age of 42 or 40 upwards. It's different. Let me come to you, Runke. Runke is like, wait, what's going on here?
You have Jerome every-
I have Jerome. Is that what Jerome?
Yeah, okay, so first, I think the person who made the post is female. I think she's a miss.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
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 No wonder the
the
perspective.
So my opinion, I've often wondered when this jackpot thing started 2020, 2019, I would just hear that the men have taken their families there and they're back to Nigeria. They will go, you hear the met in clubs, I just saw that this guy is around. They won't tell you anything, no. They will sharp put their families there and come back. And we'll be wondering that, hey, is it like Nigeria is for the strong? You know. So I feel like it affects everybody. This Mariah scattered my brain.
No, sorry.
It affects everybody.
So I like the fact that Mariah has come back where I've always been. Mariah on this table has told us many times that, this thing you are talking about is not too, it doesn't mean anything. Now she don't hit.
Oh, I don't hit that
Her
one.
body is not telling her something different. She has
Cha-cha-cha
come
is
to
different.
here. But, so the thing is,
Hello, please allow me to grow naturally.
yes,
Allow me to breathe.
we like the way your blows on me. So the thing is, the conversation you highlighted rightly, Miriam, is, or Mariah, men are not ready to have that conversation.
No, lying.
They will always tell you a man is polygamous in nature. A man, I find that very funny because it's a human being that is actually polygamous in nature. And one of the reasons why it seemed like the men had a leeway was because they were excused for their bad behavior. Society supported them. Society made it a man's world. You can do anything as long as you are the man, you are the man. Society shamed the women. And so the women found other ways to do their thing quietly with manipulation, secrecy. Back from olden days, our great-grandmothers had children from different people.
Hey.
They mixed children. How did you think that happened? It was this Jerome case.
Hey.
Because they have to find a Jerome.
Jerome syndrome. It's a syndrome. Syndrome. Hey. Let me pause you. I have a call. Prophet Kehinde.
I don't like it. Better say Nigeria.
Kehinde, Pastor. No, I think it's Prophet Kehinde. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Mariah, you are too raw.
Too wrong. I'm too raw or too wrong? Go ahead, sir.
I like a lovely discussion.
Okay, sir.
You see, what I really know is. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
What I really know is the life is more than the way we look it or the way we see it.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, yes.
I've been in UK for 3 years before I came back to Nigeria. You know, I believe that the women that outside, they need a man too. Are you hearing me?
Very clearly. Go ahead.
So when you can't shift the nation, we are just lying, deceiving each other in a way. Let us go to the Bible. How many wives did our father Abraham? How many wives he married? 3 wives. Solomon, I believe that I am the descendant of Solomon. Solomon comes from polygamous home.
You're the concubine.
It's not a condemn child. Did you know that? Go to your Bible. So now, Morayo, I really like you. You are too wrong.
Please, oh. My job is to stir up conversations on top of Prophet Kennedy. Thank you very much. Let me come to you. Okay.
Prophet Kennedy wants to scatter the table that has broken halfway. Okay, so I feel like beyond this decision, one time Pastor Ibiyome said it and it sounded very funny. I just saw a 20 seconds clips on my way to work and I kept laughing where he said, you better call yourselves to order. Where you are here, your wife is there.
Yeah.
That cold, so you are here alone and you say, we want the children to grow, want good. Like, you better call yourselves to order if you care about the marriage. So distance is a major cause of breakups in marriage.
And Ronke, it's because we always trivialize this issue of intimacy. Make it look as if it's a man thing. It is the man that needs it, not the woman. Forgetting that the woman who has also moved out, who is far away from you, will have those needs met somehow. There are people who are in their homes. They don't, it's not as if they want to cheat. They don't want to, but unfortunately, the biological demands requires that they get fulfilled. They get certain things get fulfilled. So it's I'm trying to speak. Allow me to focus. Make it professional. Jeromically speaking.
No, you know what is funny also is that I think this conversation where men are even accepting that women may feel the same way is a new acceptance. Nigerian men, I don't know who told them in the before, believe very strongly that their women don't have feelings, don't want anything else. To do with anybody. She's married, she's at home, she's fine. You hear people, they'll say, no, my wife can never do that. My wife is always in church, she just she's with the children. Then after the children, she's in church. After the church, she's back to the children. She can never.
Miriam, thank you for that, because the people that do it most are the Sister Marys. You know why? Because they've been so pious. Like in Nigeria, the whole system allows you to be pious. Now you go abroad, where you are emancipated. You find that the pastor's wife is also wearing trousers, and and you're talking to her, you're driving, you're going out, you're doing stuff, and Sister Mary now becomes, Marilyn, whatever her name is. She's not Marilyn, and she's now doing red hair, wearing shorts. She's no more Sister Mary. She's now a bona fide member of the church who is actually very exposed. So she now realized, there are feelings out there, that I have these things are natural. So it's those ones that you think cannot do, they are the ones doing the most. So men must Yes, I was going. Thank you, BC.
Thank you, BC.
Thank you, BC. The pious ones are no. The pious ones are here, pious.
Now you catch heavy thief. Relax.
No.
The pious ones here, they have brother John.
No, it's not possible. It's difficult in Nigeria.
No. Jerome cannot happen in Nigeria. But there could be John.
Let's go.
You think it's hard because I told you from the beginning, women had to learn how to use their other powers.
It's difficult in Nigeria because the driver will find you out, the house girl will find you out.
Manipulation is key to what women use. Cunningness is what they use. So you can see a woman who is in that space, very pious looking, having something for 15 years and nobody knows.
Okay, so it's odd. I want to agree with BC, it's odd, but it does happen.
It happens.
It does happen. And I think this is a call for the men who do not allow the single girls breathe. To really sit down and say, what's happening with my wife? That's what we have done this morning. What is happening? This girl I'm going after, my wife is somewhere there waiting for me.
Hey, God bless Ronke. I like what Ronke took us. So even aside from the ones that are japa, let's leave them for a second. But there are some, even in Nigeria, your wives are like strangers in your own houses. You are there going with the single girls, and the woman is there. You think, oh, she's home with Yasikira and everything. Forgetting that Yasikira too has Baba Suraju.
So who's going to let you have breeze?
But the point, I think we have to wrap up very soon. But let's take a few comments on social media. Go ahead, you want to finish?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. You put me in a very tight corner. But really, everybody should just go and rethink their marital values. Beyond intimacy, you've got to ask yourself, is this supposed to last? And if it's going to last, how do I nurture it to go for long? And distance, most times, works against the growth of the marriage.
And there's a part of it. I mean, I don't want to just trivialize and laugh about it so much. There are people, especially religious people, who feel that my wife is a minister. She's not into stuff like that. It's not a big deal for her. I focus on the ministry and the prayers and everything. So you see her, but you need to have this conversation. And I think that's why I like to watch Pastor Okonkwo and his wife, Mildred.
Yes, Mildred.
They're very real and true. You need to have a conversation with your spouse in this area, because if biology is saying that a woman's body changes at this phase, and your wife is there acting all pious at this age, you should be asking her, and during that period, she seems so like straight and nothing is happening. Have a conversation with your spouse. And be sure that she's really Sister Mary and she's still the Sister Mary you married. Because the truth is that there are some people that say that they are spirit-filled, and the truth is that the spirit is not filled in anywhere. So let us be sure. I'm not saying that they're not people, because I don't want to believe someone like I have Mamujios. I have respected women in church who I respect, who I know that they are totally committed and 100% to God. Definitely there are those people. But there are some people who fake it. So let the spouses come together, have proper conversations to be sure that we are okay.
It's not
I'm not fooling myself.
It's not only newlyweds that need that conversation. Even people who have been, and I like the way you put it, you know, a lot of times for the women, you're so distracted, or is it you're focused on raising the children, and then you get to the point where things are now relaxing.
Yes.
And then you're finding yourself.
The kids have traveled.
Denim skirts with some gold belts.
My kids are still around. They're not going anywhere.
No, but you know what I mean? You know, you're not waking up every 2 hours breastfeeding a child. You know, your body is back, you're feeling yourself, and then Mr. may have forgotten that side of you because he's used to the mommy. You have been doing mommy. So now is the time to have that conversation. Like, oh, okay, see where we are now. We're now in a different stage. How can I be of assistance?
So, Maria, one fundamental thing you've said today, and I guess is a wake-up call for both the men and the women, is that this intimacy ideologies change. So when you just get married to your wife, like Miriam said, it's the usual. But anybody that is above 40 should go home today. If your wife is above 40, go and sit down with your wife and
ask
say,
her.
how is it doing you?
Yeah.
What can we do about this? Let's talk about this again. Now I've heard that I could have been wrong. Don't assume that, hey, she's in my house and nothing can happen. This Nigeria, I'm helping you. I'm helping you.
Sorry.
If anybody should, Nigeria will not respect you. Society will not respect you.
Sorry. Women have moved past that stage.
And then we now have these Gen Z boys that sort of, I don't know what is with them. They like the older women. So we now have competition outside.
Hey.
No, it's just good to put it out there.
Yeah, very true. Because they are the ones.
Competition with chiseled muscles.
They are the gym. What they call those gym people? What they call them? What they call those gym guys?
Gym
Trainers, gym instructors. They are the ones helping with your online. Your wife says she has somebody who's helping her with her online story. The guy, that young boy, her social media page. Sorry. She's helping you.
You already have
logistics.
Growing, something's already dropping, because they will always assume it's the women.
Yeah,
the men too.
You wake up, your wife
I
just.
don't know, the Gen Z, they're just very attracted to the older woman's wisdom. You know, that wisdom, the way you carry yourself. They don't.
So you are a man, you have pot belly, you are probably a politician. Your wife has red hair, she's doing makeup, going for spa, doing her nails, and you're not asking what's going on. Stay down there. The Lord is your muscle. That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.